Hello and welcome everyone to today's metals report for the 4th of October 2018, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So today we'll be taking a closer look at gold and silver prices. We'll also have a look at the US dollar index as well. On Wednesday, the US dollar broke out to 6-week highs, which has certainly put some pressure on gold and silver. We've seen a pullback after the initial breakout that we had, in fact, at the beginning of the week. So gold on Tuesday surged to 1-week highs, back to $1,208 US dollars per ounce. And in fact, silver surged to 1-month highs on Tuesday, breaking out to $14.90, the biggest breakout we've seen on silver in over 1 month. Now, later on in the session on Wednesday, we have seen the US dollar break out here as well, surging to 6-week highs off the back of comments from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, stating the US economy is remarkably positive and spoke of the need to continue raising interest rates. And with that, we've certainly seen that have a positive impact again here on the US dollar, which climbed into the close on Wednesday, and that has put some pressure on a number of currencies and also, of course, gold and silver too. Now, what I would watch out for next is Friday's non-farm payrolls data. So that can be a big catalyst for large moves with gold, with silver, with the US dollar. And we want to have a look at some of the trade ideas as we approach that event on Friday. So with that, we'll move over to the charts and we'll talk you through the levels that we're looking at next. So firstly, if we move over to gold, right now gold is trading at 1,196 US dollars per ounce. Fairly predictable, actually, the price action that we've seen so far on gold this week. In fact, on Monday, we got back into gold right at the lower end of this range, and we took advantage of this breakout out to 1-week highs here on gold, banking profits here on Tuesday when we've seen a rotation back towards the upper end and resistance zone of the current consolidation, essentially taking profits at that level. And now really is the opportunity as well just to trade the range back down again. And certainly as we get closer to non-farm payrolls, I would be looking to continue to take advantage of this ricocheting of price action between support and resistance zones. And essentially the expectation would be short term, we may well see gold rotate back towards 1,190 and then approximately 1,185 US dollars per ounce if we do continue to see the US dollar build up a bit of momentum here in the lead up to Friday's non-farm payroll. We actually have a short-term sell signal on gold at the moment, and you can certainly see again where it's found a lot of overhead resistance between $1,208 up to $1,210 has really been the sell zone of late here for gold. So we could see that rotation back towards the lower end of this recent consolidation zone. But then again, I would be looking at evidence for support to come in at the lower end of the range in order to take another position to go long, as long as we get well supported. Of course, if we were to see a break below 1,180 US dollars per ounce, it's then likely we're going to revisit the lower end of the recent Keltner channels here, and we could come back towards the 1,170 US dollar zone if we were to break support. But at the moment, we've got a very range-bound market on gold. It's very profitable to just trade that range. Now, moving over to silver, we discussed silver in detail on the week ahead commodity report, that the gold to silver ratio was favoring more downside, and that is inversely correlated to silver prices, and we should see silver outperform gold. And that is exactly what we saw on Tuesday. Silver, in fact, at the peak of the move on Tuesday surged over 3% and was the best performing of the metals on Tuesday, and silver broke out towards the monthly pivot, which resides at $14.90 per ounce here. So we've seen quite a strong explosive move on Tuesday with silver. Inevitably, after a breakout like that, often you do get profit taking, and we've seen a pullback here on silver into the close on Wednesday as it's going up against the US dollar, which has broken out to 6-week highs. Now, what I would draw your attention to on silver is the weekly chart, which certainly we've been building a base here on the weekly for the last couple of weeks. We continue to have higher highs, higher lows and higher closes. We have a buy signal on the weekly chart, and in fact, if we go all the way out here and have a look at the monthly chart, we can see now where we have breached back above the highs here from September. We have a buy signal on the monthly chart. The last time we had a buy signal on silver monthly chart was going back to June and July of 2017 before we saw a breakout back towards $18, and prior to that was going back to November and December of 2015 before we had this run up all the way up to 21 US dollars per ounce. So it's quite rare actually to get these buy signals on the monthly chart. We have one at the moment, which could certainly lead to more follow through here over the month of October and as we continue with the final quarter of this year. So silver still very firmly remains on my watch list here as well. We're certainly likely to get some backing filling over the course of the next couple of days as we get closer to Friday's non-farm payrolls, but even this week it's been a fairly sizable move for silver already, and again the anticipation is that over this quarter we are expecting silver to outperform gold. Now, of course, if you would like to join us for Friday's non-farm payroll special webinar, or in fact get access to the exact trades that we will be taking at the Gold and Silver Club, there is an opportunity for you to do so and get access to all of our services, which include live trade alerts via WhatsApp, email and SMS, access to mentorship, expert advice, in-depth market analysis and trusted insights so you can know earlier how to act quicker and maximize your return on every trade opportunity. For more information about the service, please visit www.jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description, so just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP. And also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that way you will be kept updated with the latest commodity reports.